So just before we begin, I'd like to just guide you through a brief exercise to help us all connect to our ventral vagal system. This will create a sense of safety and connection. So just place your feet onto the ground flat and see if you can feel the connection between the sole of your feet, and if you're wearing shoes, through your shoes, and so you can feel the connection between your sole of your feet and the earth beneath you. And take a deep breath. Imagine that the earth air is traveling all the way down to your feet. And then exhale. Take another deep breath. Imagine that the breath is going through your feet into Mother Earth. And then exhale. Take another breath. And exhale. Now take your shoulders, gently roll your shoulders towards your ears, back and forth. And just synchronize with your breath. As you move them up, breathe in, move them down, breathe out. Put your hand on your heart and the other one onto your stomach. And take deep breaths, feeling the rise and fall of your chest and stomach. And as you breathe, visualize a warm light coming from your heart, radiating safety and connection into every cell of your body. Take another breath in. Feel the light radiating from your heart into every cell of your body. Now gently open your eyes. Come back to the present moment. And let's continue with this groundedness into our session. So today we are going to talk about unburdened hearts, letting go of pain and embracing light. So we'll talk a little bit about what means weight of a burdened heart. And then we'll talk about light, what you can do with that, what it brings to you. And of course, we'll talk a little bit about what is a path forward of releasing a burden from your burdened heart, unburdening it, and bringing light into you. And we will prepare for the session and then get into the session through IFS, and then we will also do a sound healing to release whatever comes up for you. And then we'll come back live to continue for any individual needs that could be there. Okay, so what is this weight of a burdened heart? So the term burdened heart actually metaphorically represents the emotional and psychological weight that we carry due to unresolved traumas, regrets, or negative experiences. Just think about, like, if you have a backpack, it becomes heavy every time you add weight into it. It's the same for our hearts. It just continues to accumulate pain, which is mostly emotional, and that pain then starts to become burdened and then starts to take you down. Now, where does these come from? So the burdens often come from past experiences, mostly unresolved traumas, deep-seated fears, insecurities, loss of trust, and all that may come from either this life, or sometimes we also carry legacies from our burdens from our parents, from our grandparents, or from the culture around it. Now, childhood traumas, typically, or a failed relationship or a loss of loved one, contributes a lot to the weight on one's heart. If some of you have heard before, I had my sexual trauma when I was 7 years old, and that created a huge burden, especially of distrust around people who are supposed to be trusted. I was basically abused by a spiritual person from my father's group where he used to go. So he was supposed to be a saint, okay? And so that was a huge burden for my system. And my mom was part of the process. So it's like you have now distrust for the most trusted people that you have in your life. So that was starting of my burden. And then it starts to manifest into life. So once you have a burdened heart, it can then start to manifest in many ways. It creates, of course, anxiety, depression, but even starts to bleed into your day-to-day life, where because of distrust, because of what you have gone through, you accumulate other things into your life. So someone with a burdened heart can have issues with social interactions, often feels tired, depression, and can have unexplained pains, aches. These are things that you see. Okay. I had similar stories with me because as I went into life, one trauma of sexual abuse actually continued. So I had a couple of them afterwards when I was 12 and 14, always from trusted people. And of course, this creates impact on your relationships because emotional burdens can have incredible strain on your interpersonal relationship that leads to detachment, feeling left out, or being alone. And you start to then be into a place where you just don't know how to exist with others. Mistrust is one of the biggest issues. And 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 a person which is holding betrayal from past might find it challenging to find new partners, new relationships. I've had lived with most of my life with distrust, especially around people that are supposed to be safe. So that's what it does. Now, the contrast, and so what about unburdened heart? So what does it bring? It feels much lighter, freer, and open to new experiences and connections. So I'm talking about my story, but in my life, when I started to heal and release myself from those traumas, actually, I am able to build a relationship back with my mom. I'm now in California with her for 2 weeks, and it's the first time that we have stayed only two of us together in such a long time. And with my own family, we have a relationship which has never been there before. And I only attribute to the fact that I'm able to trust and be in safe place with people. And so the weight of a burdened heart refers to all kind of emotional heaviness we feel from traumas. And they manifest into, of course, both mental and physical impacts into our lives, especially around relationships. Recognizing and addressing these burdens is a crucial for emotional well-being and for building healthy relationships and going on with your life. Now, the other side is the inner light, luminosity of the inner light. Now, this refers to the inherent brightness and positivity which each of us has, which is often overshadowed by life challenges. But the light is always there. It's just like a sun which shines behind clouds. Even our inner lights persist even in darker times. And it becomes actually the light is a source of resilience and strength for each of us, which helps us overcome adversities, bounce back into from setbacks. So, for example, if somebody is facing personal loss, one might be able to tap into light to find strength within. I remember when I was, apart from the abuse, I was also bullied a lot. And I remember in my workplace where there was most of the bullying, I was still able to love and support my team. And that was my bright light, or inner light, as we can call that. It helps as a guidance and for clarity. So inner light always acts like your guides, and it helps to provide clarity in moments of confusions. So in times of uncertainty, one inner light can guide you to pursue. For example, if you're in a conflict about what do I do, career or relationship, it can help you to find your path. I always use it, especially when making choices. And the key thing for me is to be able to connect to it, know it exists, and be able to connect, sit with it, and ask it a few questions, and then it shows the path. And so that's what we are also going to bring in today. It, of course, brings positive connections. There is recognizing your inner light. You start, the more you recognize, the more you connect to it, the more you feel it is there, then it can lead you to having genuine relationships, becoming much more positive about yourself, being able to overcome burdens, other burdens that could be there. So it kind of starts to radiate around you. So once you start to go in that path, you start to see right people coming into your life, helping you. So it's what happened to me when I started to go into this, my recovery mode. Actually, I started to find myself surrounded by absolutely wonderful people, people that are supportive, uplifting. You, all of you who are here, are part of my tribe, and you are here because of what I started to find inside of me. And so it starts, and it can happen to anybody as you start to get into this. And then, of course, it leads to healing and growth. I mean, tapping into inner light can accelerate yourself to go through traumas quickly. So as I started to move into this, now for me, finding past stories and going through them is so much faster, so much easier, because I'm able to connect to this light. So the inner light symbolizes the innate gifts and strengths which each of us are born with. There's no differentiation, distinction to anyone. The God, or whoever you believe, is you. And your body is this incredible piece of, how would you call, miracle that can bring everything that you wish for you. All you have to do is to believe in it and trust in it and go for it. So, yeah, 3 steps normally is where you will always find me doing. But I'm doing it from what I went through. So the first step always is always about letting go, holding on to past traumas, regrets, resentments. Acts like anchors. They prevent us from moving forward freely in life. And by releasing those burdens, we create space for ourselves, for our healing, for our growth, for new experiences. I mean, I held on to resentments from my life all through. I just could not trust anybody who it was difficult for me to do. And only when I started to choose to release all the past hurts and release them, I could actually create real beautiful connections. I have such a beautiful community around, and I'm so blessed just because I was able to let go. Otherwise, it would take all my energy and time. And of course, that brings to the second point, which we start to embrace positivity. Okay, once we made that conscious decision to go past our pains, it's then essential to focus towards where we are going. Where do we want to go? Towards creating positive emotions. Not only that, creating our positive actions towards your life, towards your goals, toward your purpose. And this starts to shift. Okay. And I have seen so many examples. I mean, people with failed relationship, the moment they fix their trust issues coming from past, they create a new relationship. Okay. And this starts to then have a ripple effect, which is the third point. Once you go through your personal healing and transformation, it just is not only for you. You start creating effects around you without you doing anything specific. It's just that your new presence starts to have effect on others. People notice, people start to come to you. They start to ask you, what are you doing? Can you tell me? Can you help me? And so when we heal, we grow internally, but we also start to grow externally into our endeavors. So it can be professionally, it can be into personal part of life. So it has a lot of side effects. And my example is that I'm here just because I did that. And I would not be standing here with you if I had not done my work and not released my burdens. And I'm an example of that. So transformation journey is a profound process that starts to begin with letting go past burdens, making way for other things to come in, positivity and growth, and then create ripple effects that starts to impact other people and other parts of your life. Okay, so before we go, let's go into our story today. Okay, you are here because you want to release something from yourself. So I want you to take a moment to think about your own emotional baggage. So I wrote this, send it before to you. So think about that one thing that you holds you back, that you are holding on to without any judgment, but that you know is something that is there for you. And that's a weight that your heart carries. And think about what gifts that you already have, your inner light, that you would like to bring in. And think about what would be the outcomes that you would like once you release your burden. So spend a moment to take note of these three things. Yes, see if you can get into a comfortable position. You can lie down, you can keep sitting. Just be comfortable with your arms resting lightly on your sides. And you can close your eyes. Now let's begin with taking some deep breaths. So you draw the air through your nose, filling your lungs, and then exhale from your mouth, letting go any tensions or worries. Take a breath through your nose and then breathe out through your mouth. Feel yourself grounding, feeling comfortable. And just scan your body for any sensation that you may see go from your head up to your toe. And notice if there are any sensation that you feel. Now think about this burden that you decided to work on. Bring it into your awareness. As you bring it into awareness, notice where in your body you feel any sensation now. Recognize the sensation and notice how you feel towards it now. This sensation that you feel in your body. Notice your emotions, your feelings. And also notice any emotions, any thoughts that surface without any judgment. See if you can become curious as to what this sensation may be wanting to let you know. So just be curious. Maybe you will hear, notice something you didn't know. So from a place of curiosity, extend an invitation to this part that you feel somewhere in your body and ask it to just express itself, let you know, and notice what you hear. You can always ask not to overwhelm you. Just acknowledge its presence in your life and stay curious about what it holds. You may even direct your breath towards the sensation. And you can also send soothing sound like ah, oh toward this area. But stay in a place of curiosity. Stay in a place of curiosity for deeper understanding about it, so that it gives space for it to communicate. And see if you can reassure that you are here to understand and support. Now, from this place of curiosity, ask a question. Ask it, what is your intention for me? And hear what it says. Don't judge it. What is the intention for you? See if you understood what the intention is. And if you did, then just acknowledge that you got it. And remember to stay curious. Maybe you may feel a bit of compassion. If you do, yeah, then you can extend compassion toward it, but just stay curious. And if you do hear any conflicting voices that start to come in, ask them kindly to go into a waiting room, and you will engage with them later. And stay focused on this sensation. Being curious or compassionate about it. Now ask, what are its fears for you? What is it afraid would happen to you? And hear what you get from there. Don't judge. Just hear its fears for you. Ask it, what are you really, really afraid could happen to me? And see if you can just be in a place of openness to hear its fears. did you understand what it wanted you to know? That it's afraid and what it is protecting you from. And if you do, just acknowledge. Now ask it, since when are you playing this role? At what age did you start doing this? And what happened then? Again, remember to stay curious or compassionate. See if you can be compassionate towards it, because it's been carrying this burden for a long time. And ask it, what needs to happen for it to completely relax or be less present, or what it needs from you, and see what you get an answer. Now again, shift your attention to the physical sensation and identify a corresponding somatic resource, your inner light. It's a place in your body that feels grounded, strong, or calm, or it could be a comforting sound. So using this resource, extend its energy towards the burden. You can visualize it as a gentle, warm light or a comforting embrace, creating a space for release. Ask if it is ready to release or unburden any old beliefs, memories, or emotion it's been carrying. If it agrees, Envision these burdens being absorbed by a soothing light or dissolving away into water or fire. Offer your appreciation and gratitude for this part, for its willingness to unburden. And if any other parts show up during the process, just acknowledge them. Let them know you will work on them. As you sense the part beginning to relax and integrate, thank it for its openness to engage in the healing process. Acknowledge its courage and resilience, and acknowledge its presence and its role in your life. And inform any other part that may have been in the waiting room that you will come back and engage with them, doing this exercise again in coming days. Let them know. And now ask yourself what inner light is being shown to you. A lesson, a part of you that is becoming alive, which leads you in your path forward. Feel that expand into every cell of your body. As we close this meditation, recognize that you have taken a significant step in healing the burdened heart, creating a safe place and confidence within yourself, and connecting to your inner light. Now take a few more deep breaths, grounding yourself in the present moment. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. And if you would like to write down something, just do that while we prepare for the sound healing. The microphone for the tuning forks. Okay, so a sound healing, for those of you who are new, just sort of think about your body as a torus. So you have this field, and the way we work is we use tuning forks to come into the field and then in the field find whatever distortions that are there that could have been now put up, so they will come up from what you have been going through. So you just have to do two things. Rest will work through it. One is you have to breathe in a certain way. So the breath is take your breath into through your lungs, through your nose, deep breath, fill up, and then when you breathe out, you breathe out from your mouth, and when you breathe out, you're breathing into your legs through your feet. Okay, so that's how it works. So, and I will tell you when to breathe. Okay. The second is I will bring up age. So I'll work into the field. I'll say you were 3-year-old, 5-year-old in mother's womb, and some kind of emotion that would come up. So what I want you to think about is, if it relates to you, just go to that moment and just feel it. And then with the tuning fork, we are going to help you release. And with breath, you will release as well. And sometimes if it's overwhelming, you can also do something like, so release with your mouth, okay? Something like that, and it works, okay? Here we go, okay? So I'm going to start opening center below your feet, then go to the top of the head, so those two centers, and then use a pendulum to find which chakra or center to work depending on what you have brought in today. And then we'll go start from the time of your conception, when you conceived, to the present moment, and find ages wherever something is there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to start below your feet. So I'm just below your feet. Take a breath. So I'm pointing towards your backbone, opening the channel through the backbone to the top of the head. Okay, take another breath. We're going to ground you. So I'm now going to go to the top of the head, pointing through the head, opening the channel through the feet. Take a breath. Okay, another breath. Okay, so now I'm running a pendulum to see which center to work with. So you just stay connected. Okay, not the third, not the fourth. Okay, it's the fifth center, so the third center. Yeah. Okay, so it's on the left side of the throat center, so shoulders on your throat. And this is all about you telling your truth, being able to express and not feeling so we suppress what we want to say out. And so that's the story there. So it's all about being able to express and being able to say who you are, what you want, and that you have been suppressing. So that's what it is. So I will start from your mother's womb. So it's a different tuning fork now. So I'm using now 144 hertz. So I will start at the time of your conception, and then we'll go up to the present moment, and we'll see what comes up. Okay, here we go. Okay. This is at the time of being conceived. Just feels uncomfortable. So take a deep breath. Yeah, a lot going in the head. Normally head is the father's side, so either not acceptance or yeah. That flows into the middle of the heart, so pain. So either pain for the baby, or it could be also pain felt by the mother, or both. So take a deep breath, send love to the mother, send love to the little one, you. Just feel compassion. Yeah. So something is wanting to speak out. So see if you want to express out or even to make that noise. Something wants to come out. If you want to say something, just say it out loud. As if the little one is saying. Yep, something shifted. So now it's about 2 months before your birth. Still in mother's womb. And there's a lot of, the word dullness. As if not happy to come out. Yeah. Feeling in the heart, so it's sad. And moving towards the throat, so again wanting to say something. Let it out, see if you can express it out. And you can make your noise. Okay, so now we are at birth. Births are always challenging for the little one coming into a new world. Nurses, doctors, strange people. So it just feels that way. So just hold the baby, also the mother. Yeah, there's a pain in the heart. So just feel it and just send love to it. Your light to it. The inner light you connected to, just send it to this little one. being born, send it also to your mother. Take a breath. Okay, take another deep breath and something want to say out, as if the little one wants to speak. See if you can hear her voice and speak it out. Yep, that made a difference. So now I'm going into ages, so it's now saying about about 6-year-old. So see what that brings you. Heavy still on the heart. Yeah, what it's saying is that it wants to speak out how he or she feels in the heart. Speak it out. So if you do find a little one there, 6-year-old, unable to speak, see if you can hold this little one and ask it to speak out. Or you speak for it. Whatever it wants to say, hear it. Yeah, something like 30, 35, so 35 it's saying. And the message is saying is that you have to hear a part of you. It's as if there's a voice that wants to come out and say out, this is younger you, and you have to let it express. Hear it. Yeah, 35. Breathe into your heart and let out a loud noise. Ha! And anything it wants to say. Okay, it's about 2 years ago, from now, 2 years ago, something going on there. More from fear. This time it's gone into the second center. Again, send your inner light. Wants to express, let it say out. Heard it. Okay, so now it's on your, so what your mother may have gone through in her life, she has never expressed. So just hold her, send love to her. Take a breath. Okay, we are going to release everything that came up. Take a breath. Okay. We will let the process continue for next 48 hours. And I'm going to surround you with a cocoon of 528 hertz. So as you relax, reflect on your journey for today. From understanding the weight of a burdened heart to the luminosity of your light. And honor yourself for embarking on this path and to the courage to explore your inner landscape. Now visualize a radiant light emanating from your heart, symbolizing your inner light. With each breath, let this light grow brighter and expansive. Feel its warmth, clarity, and positivity. And imagine this light is enveloping your entire being, serving as a reminder of the strength and the luminosity inside of you. As this light surrounds you, know that it acts as a shield, ensuring that as we open the door for sharing in our Q&A, you remain grounded and protected. While we hold space for each other and other stories and with compassion, remember to maintain your boundaries, ensuring that you are not overwhelmed by anybody's experiences. Now take one deep breath, absorbing the essence of today's session, and as you exhale, start to open your eyes, returning to the present moment, carrying with you the insights and light from today. We will now open the session for Q&A.